See what I mean, Mr. Conroy?
Put that old troublemaker out of business.
Don't worry, boss. We'll work him over.
All we have to do is find out where Senor Bailey lives. Hey. Where are you going? Over to the saloon and find out where Senor Bailey lives. We can't get any information from the girls at the saloon. We can find out everything we need to know at the hotel. Come on. They're killing him. All right, hold it. I don't know what this is all about, but you're going to quit wrecking this place.
Not so fast, senores. Fingers very itchy. Besides, my friend can take care of himself.
All right, now you two. Vamos.
I'm grateful. You boys have saved my life.
I don't think they've gone that far.
No? I can see you're strangers here in Pecos.
Yes, we came here to work for a man by the name of Bailey. My name's Tim Holt, and this is my partner, Chito Rafferty.
Well, I'm glad to know you. My name is Carson.
When is this, Senor Carson?
Rafferty?
See, I'm one of the fighting Irish. My father was one of the champions of Ireland.
Never mind that now.
This place looked like it was hit by tornadoes.
That's what those hoodlums thought hit them.
Well, let's help Mr. Carson get his office straightened up. Do you have any idea who they were and what they were after?
They're gunmen for Martin Conroy. He's here to buy up land for the Texas and Gulf Railroad. Ranchers who refuse to sell at Conroy's prices are bullied, terrorized, and robbed.
I don't think the railroad company would approve of Mr. Conroy's method.
Oh, I've complained to the company officials. You see, everybody comes to me with their troubles because I'm chairman of the town council. I've even written a letter to the president of the railroad, Mr. Latimer, and never received an answer.
Well, maybe Mr. Latimer never received your letter.
Well, that's quite possible. Conroy has everything watched. Even the mails around here have been rifled.
Why don't you have this Conroy arrested? We'll testify for you.
And who would make the arrest? Pecos has no marshal. No one around here will take the job.
Too bad he doesn't live in this neck of the woods.
Oh, see, he cleaned up the situation just like this.
Terry Moran, the marshal who cleaned up El Paso.
A famous man like Terry Moran wouldn't come to a town like ours. Besides, we couldn't afford him.
Some people consider other things besides money.
Sometimes I doubt it.
Look, as long as you're the chairman of the town council, why can't you make him an offer? Why don't you wire him?
See, what have you got to lose? Wire him and hire him.
Why, I'd never get such a telegram out of town. Even the telegraph operator is under Conroy's thumb.
You write your message. We'll put it on the wires. Where's the next nearest telegraph office?
Red Bluff, that's 20 miles east.
What did you do that for?
Because I can remember it. We'd better stop at Mr. Bailey's ranch. Can you tell us how to get there?
You'll have to pass right by it.
Good.
A place with a huge barn just a few miles out.
Fine, thanks. Goodbye, Mr. Carson.
Bye.
Let a common cowpoke like that give you a licking.
A common cowpoke ain't that handy with his fists. They could be detectives. What if the railroad sent him here to check up on us? Carson would give him an earful to carry back to Latimer.
Follow. Find out if they carry badges. You hear anything?
No.
You will in a minute. We better duck off the road.
How do you know they come after us?
Well, they're not likely to forget what we did to them. Besides, I saw them watching us as we left town.
You know, Tim, sometimes I think you've got ice in the back of my head.
Well, anyway, we're behind them now. It'll be several miles before they catch on to what's happened.
See, now they're chasing nobodies.
Hello, Bailey.
Well, who hung the shanty on your eye?
That's none of your business.
A bit touchy, eh?
You seen a couple of riders go past in the last 10 minutes?
I can't quite recollect, but that wouldn't be any of my business anyway.
Quit stalling and answer my question.
That kind of talk won't get you any place with me. I know a shorthorn when I see one. If I knew anyone in trouble with you, I'd help him, not hurt him. Now get off my ranch.
Good work, Mr. Bailey.
Tim, Chito, I've been expecting you for a week.
We started from Laredo as soon as we got your letter. Rio Grande was in flood, so we had to come by way of Pecos.
See, we came the hard way. We had to come through town.
Then it was you that met that bunch and roughed them up.
I see.
Ha ha, might have guessed it. Well, tie up and come on in. I've got a pot of java on the fire.
Good.
Well, we've slipped up somewhere. Foster, you ride back. Find where they left the road.
If I hadn't seen the way Conroy's gang wrecked that office, I never in the world would have believed Carson's story.
It's true, every word of it. And I'm in line for the same brand of trouble. That's why I sent for you two. The railroad will need my property for a stockyard and freight terminal. Conroy's made me a couple of offers, but I turned him down cold.
Well, don't you want the railroad?
Of course. That will save time and travel in getting cattle across Texas. But at the same time, a man's entitled to a fair price for what he owns, and I'm going to get it. If they start giving me any trouble, I'll feel a lot safer with you two handy.
Don't worry, Senor Bailey. You was our amigo, so we be bodyguards for you.
If Carson gets a marshal like Terry Moran, you won't need any bodyguard.
Well, Terry Moran may have other fish to fry. Carson hasn't got him yet.
Now, don't you worry. Until we're sure, we'll stick with you.
Well, that takes a big load off my mind. Now, you go on to Red Bluff and send your message to Terry Moran. I'll put you on the payroll when you get back.
All right, sir.
There's a cow trail towards Red Bluff that takes off almost behind my barn. It's a little shorter, too.
All right, sir. We'll see you tomorrow.
All right, Tim, I'm depending on you.
Good.
Goodbye.
Hold it. Hit the ground. Drop your gun belts. So your name's Tim Holt, huh?
That's right.
What's yours?
Chito Jose Gonzalez Bustamante Rafferty.
Where you from?
Laredo,
What are you doing around here?
looking for a job.
Does the name Latimer mean anything to you?
No?
What were you doing at Bailey's?
Told you we were looking for a job. Look at his hands.
Them rope calluses, all right. They're cow hands.
Where you going now?
Back to Laredo, I guess.
That's for this. Just a little something to remember us by. It's nothing to what you'll get if you show up again and take us.
When the night gets black, Tim, you look more like Garrett than he do.
Oh, I know what they mean by that old saying. An eye for an eye.
Tim, what was Garrett looking for in the buttonholes?
He was looking for badges.
I wish I had one.
Oh, no, you don't. Marshal's not the job we're after. The man who wears a badge is a target for every two-bit gunslinger that comes to town. You know something?
Why?
Bullets don't bounce.
I've got news for you, but you ain't gonna like it. Pecos is hiring a new law enforcement officer.
Another? That's an old story.
This one might have a different ending. He's a fancy Dan with a gun.
A reputation built on a few lucky draws doesn't faze me. If I can't handle him with money, it's your problem with a pistol. Now, don't bother me.
By the way, what was the name of the marshal who ran you out of El Paso 2 years ago?
Moran, why? Terry Moran. How did Carson get a wire out of Pecos, and why didn't the telegraph operator tip us off?
He swears Carson didn't send any telegram from here.
The 25th.
That's today.
Moran's one marshal I don't want around here. You know, the northbound stage for Pecos has to come through Piode Rocks.
There's plenty of cover there. I'll get the men.
Not this time. This is my problem, a personal issue. I still carry a slug under my ribs to remind me of Terry Moran. You and I will attend to this. Bring our horses around to the side.
There's too much salt in the biscuits. What we need around here is a cook. See, maybe a nice señorita, huh?
Oh, you think so, do you?
See.
Chito, if you don't like Mr. Bailey's cooking, why don't you go out and try taking a whack at it?
Oh, no, I'm not complaining. There's too much salt in the biscuits, but they're muy bueno. They're good.
Oh!
Hello, Bailey.
Hello.
Hello, Mr. Carson. I hoped I'd find you here at mealtime.
Terry Moran, eh? That's fine. At last you've got a marshal that can handle the situation.
Conroy knows Terry Moran's coming.
Why did you tell anyone?
I didn't tell a soul. I wanted it to be a complete surprise to everyone. But now that they know, that crowd won't accept Moran's arrival very placidly. The stage should have an escort into Pecos.
We'll take care of that for you. It's all right with you, isn't it, Mr. Bailey?
Of course.
In the meantime, you two go on back to town to greet your new marshal. Don't worry. We'll have him for you.
Thanks, Bailey.
Riddle the body of the coach when it gets broadside. Moran won't even know what hit him.
Hit the shotgun guy. Good shot for a long one, huh? That coach will wind up in a ditch.
I hope so. That'll give us plenty of time to reach town first.
You all right?
I guess so. He was shaken up.
You're the only passenger.
That's right. I expected we'd turn over any minute.
You've been hit.
Can't be much. I didn't even know it.
No wonder the way you must have been bouncing around in that coach.
Just a little numb.
It's a flesh wound. Better get you to the doctor, though.
It's lucky you came along. First shot scared the daylights out of me. I flattened on the coach floor like a scared rabbit, and there I stayed.
Probably what saved your life.
Whoever shot us up didn't intend robbery. They simply ambushed the coach from the rocks.
How many men?
I preferred living to looking.
How's that feel?
Fine.
Jim,
He's hurt my hermano. Buenos dias, senorita.
Chito, let's get him inside. Hold him steady. Just a few miles to town.
I can help.
All right. Easy with him. Watch that side.
I better ride in the coach with the senorita.
What for?
Well, to protect her.
Who's going to protect her from you?
You? Get it.
Get out on the street.
Well, what's the rush?
If we're seen at the stage station when the coach arrives, no one will even know we've been out of town.
Well, Conroy, get ready to meet the new Marshal of Pecos.
Somebody help me with this man.
The stage was ambushed.
They shot Terry Moran.
It's going to be easier to get him out the other side.
I'm Terry Moran.
Will you kindly step aside, please, young woman? Did you say something?
I am Terry Moran.
Well, that's impossible. There's some mistake.
You're Mr. Carson, aren't you?
Well, yes, but...
Then this is your telegram to me. I'm here to accept the position.
A female lawman. This telegram was intended for the famous fighting marshal of El Paso.
Terrence Moran is my father. If I may speak to you in private, I'll explain.
Please arrest me, Marshal. I'm a bad man. I want to go to jail.
Well, who wouldn't with her to keep you prisoner? What do you say, Martin? What kind of men are you, anyway? Picking on a girl that's been wounded.
Wounded? Why didn't you say something about this? You need a doctor.
It isn't serious.
You come with me. Come on.
Then it was you two sent that telegram, huh?
That's right. We figured you wouldn't own the operator at Red Bluff, too.
You were told to stay out of Pecos. Well, I've got a good mind.
Garrett.
Tim?
Look, you stay here in town till I get back.
But for why?
Keep an eye on that girl. They tried to kill her once, and they may try it again.
But you're not sure it was them.
I'm sure not, but the trick is to prove it. I'm gonna backtrack that stagecoach and see what I can find. Don't let that girl out of your sight.
Young woman, do you realize what you've done is not only misrepresentation, but fraud?
Fraud. I got a telegram hiring me.
That telegram was meant for Terrence Moran.
Senorita, do not let him yell louder than you. Yell louder back at him.
You stay out of this.
Team say I stay in, so I stay.
I need this job.
I've never heard of anything so preposterous. I won't allow Pecos to become the laughingstock of all Texas, and I won't hear another word.
My father's in the hospital at El Paso from an old wound he got 2 years ago. An honest marshal never gets rich, Mr. Carson. I need the money to care for him. I've always done the paperwork for my father. I'm familiar with everything from warrant rights to affidavits. When my father's well again, he can come here and relieve me.
Pecos can't wait. We need a fighting marshal, and right now. One who shoots first and asks questions afterwards. It's 3 o'clock now. The stage leaves at 4, and you'll be on it. I'll be in my office with your ticket.
doing here? I thought I told you to stay in town and guard the girl.
She's not going to be there.
Why not?
She say her papa, she is sick and she's in the hospital.
Now, wait just a minute.
I hear her say her papa is sick and he's shot and he's in the hospital.
You mean the hospital?
That's what I say. And they say her Carson, in all her trouble, he want to send her back from where she went.
But you don't have to cry about it.
Well, I feel sorry for a girl in trouble.
I've noticed that. All girls.
Well, can I help my Spanish blood? Tim, we got to help her. She hasn't got any pesos. She hasn't got...
You can tell me the rest of it on the way to town.
And here's your expenses for coming here.
That's not what I want.
And your ticket on the stage back to El Paso.
I'm not running away like a coward.
I don't care how you feel about it, just so you go.
Once and for all, I'm not leaving. You admit that you sent this.
Well...
And don't crawfish. Well, my name is Terry Moran. I came here in good faith, and I'm holding you legally liable.
Oh,
Now be careful what you say.
You're an imposter.
Nothing of the kind. Does it say anywhere in this, Mr. Terry Moran? No. This is as good as a contract and would be legal in any court. Think up an answer to that. Moreover, I've had time to think this over. And I'm mad as a wet hen about the whole thing. Somebody tried to kill me.
But they didn't know it was you.
How do you know they didn't know? I'm going to find out. And to do it right, I want this job.
But you're a woman.
From what I hear, I'm a better man than any marshal you ever had in this town.
Bravo for the Irish. The Morans and the Raffertys are blocks off the old chiefs.
What do I have to do to prove I can handle this job?
That gang has no more respect for a woman than for a man. And if you stood in their way, they'd shoot you down.
Is that so? Give me a gun.
Don't do it. Wait a minute. What do you think this is, a shooting gallery?
Do I get the job?
Oh, what can you do with a girl like this?
Give her the badge.
Perhaps I'd better before she wrecks the whole place.
When have you pinned it on?
Chito Rafferty. He's the best pinner on you ever
Over
seen.
my dead body.
Since I heard you tell Conroy that you sent the telegram for Mr. Carson, kind of makes you partly responsible for my being here, too.
That's right. That's right.
I want Chito and you for my deputies.
But we're working for Mr. Bailey.
Is that as important as helping a community in trouble?
We just can't quit Mr. Bailey cold. We'll have to ask his permission.
When you get back, Tim, I'll be waiting for you at the marshal's office.
Did you get the men?
They're waiting outside.
Go out to Bailey's. Get his signature on this bill of sale.
Oh, he's sore at me. Suppose he won't sell.
He'll listen to reason. Offer him whatever he asks. Pay him with this.
Searching.
No pistola. Is this a holdup?
You know more about what a holdup looks like than we do. What do you think? Keep him covered. What's in there?
That's my office.
We'll have a look.
Got a back door like a weasel.
Open that safe.
I won't submit to this. I refuse.
I give you till I start counting one.
Get that gun out of my back.
Or better, I think I shoot you in the back of the head. Now I start counting. One.
All right. All right, I'll open it.
Look at all the money. Maybe we should be bandidos.
Chito.
But we're not.
What's in there? Only my clothes and personal belongings. Let's have a look at it.
You want me to start counting again? 1.
Perhaps I could help you if you'd tell me what you're hunting for.
Who was with you at Pile Rocks this morning?
Are you trying to implicate me in what happened to that stagecoach?
You knew the marshal was arriving. You had good reason for not wanting him here.
That's absurd.
An honest marshal would interfere with your business.
My business in Pecos is nearly finished. So whether or not Pecos has a marshal doesn't matter to me one way or the other.
You know what I think you are, Senor Conroy? I think you are an embustero. And if you do not know what that means in Spanish, it means I think you are a liar.
Come on.
That's not enough.
I gave you 15,000.
There's only 1,500 here. What kind of a jip is this?
Now behave yourself, Bailey.
Give me back that bull sail.
Put it away. Conroy didn't say to kill him. We better get out of here.
Could have gotten him, maybe. What'll they do when they find Bailey?
They can't do anything.
You got a short memory, Garrett. It ain't too long since Holt beat you up like a drum. Remember?
What happened? Where you been so long?
In town.
Chasing some skirt, I suppose, up to your old tricks.
Well, there was a girl.
Just what I thought. All I asked you to do was escort the marshal into town.
That's just exactly what we did do. Only the marshal is a girl.
A girl?
That's right. We expected to come right back, but things happened so fast in there we couldn't.
I sent all the way to Laredo for you two. Not because I need cowpokes, but because I need protection. Then when I need you, you're not here. You see this money? It's supposed to be $15,000. I signed my ranch away for it. Well, it's only $1,500. The dirty, rotten bunch.
Do you have any idea who it was that beat you up?
Yes, Conroy's men. Here are your wages. Pay for something you were supposed to do and didn't. Now I don't need you anymore, so get out of here. I hope I never see you again. And when Conroy comes to take my land, I'll fight for it.
Maybe when he gets over his man, we can talk to him.
We'll have to do something more than talk.
This is a fine kettle of fish. I give you the position as marshal. Now things are worse than ever. Unless Bailey lied.
Bailey doesn't lie.
We worked for him many times, we know.
Now, Conroy's got everything he wants. He's ready to turn it over to the railroad, and here we sit, helpless.
Chito, you stay here and take orders from Terry until I get back.
Where are you going?
Railroading's big business. I never heard of them robbing or killing anybody just to secure a right-of-way. Mr. Latimer has a reputation of being a square and honest man. I'm going to find him and explain the situation.
You must have a nice chunk of money tied up there.
Only 13,000.
13's unlucky.
Well, since we'll turn them over to Latimer for over 100,000, what's unlucky about that?
100,000? Yeah, that's a very nice profit.
Now, this arrived from Omaha this morning. The railroad company has okayed my figures, so all we have to do is see Latimer and collect.
How are you going to deliver Bailey's place to Latimer with him still squatting on it?
Are all the other ranches clear to the owners?
Yeah, the boys ran Adams and Woolton into the Badlands a couple of days ago. They won't be back. Bailey's the last one.
We won't fool with Bailey any longer. We'll go out there and take possession and post the property. We've come to take possession, Bailey.
Why, that old son of a buzzard? Let's smoke him out.
We'll do nothing illegal.
What are you doing, sprouting wings?
You'll grow wings if he gets a beat on you.
You go back into town and get the marshal. We have a right to take over this place, and we're entitled to the protection of the law.
Amigo, am I glad to see you?
Glad to be back, too. Well, I've seen Latimer.
We heard the Latimer's gone to Big Springs.
That's where I've been.
You mean you've ridden all that distance in 5 days?
That's right, and eaten half the alkali in the state. Latimer's boiling mad about the whole thing. First, he didn't believe what I said about Conroy, and he wanted proof. As a matter of fact, he's coming to Red Bluff this afternoon, and he wants to talk to you before he pays Conroy off.
I'll be there with a stack of affidavits that'll open Latimer's eyes.
I'm here to report trouble out at Mr. Conroy's ranch.
Don't you mean Bailey's?
It's Mr. Conroy's. He bought it, remember? When he went out there to take possession, Bailey started shooting at him to keep him out of the house.
We'll take care of it.
You better stay here.
I'm not shirking my duty.
Chito and I can handle this better by ourselves.
Besides that, Terry, you could get hurt. And that Senor Bailey, he gets mad, he shoot at anyone.
Don't you have any more trouble with Conroy?
I don't think we'll have to. Conroy's going to face enough trouble when he meets Latimer. Mr. Carson, don't you leave for Red Bluff until we get back to escort you. I want Bailey arrested. He shot one of my men. He doesn't look too badly hurt.
I'm full of number 5 buckshot. You want me to show you?
I'll take your word for it.
It was such a little shooting. Too bad.
Chito, keep Bailey busy. Hold his attention.
Want me to shoot him?
No, just shoot at the house. Be sure you don't hit him. you crazy, Bailey?
You'd be crazy, too, if you were cheated out of something you'd worked for all your life.
Well, why didn't you count your money before you signed your rights away? Now, Conroy has a legal right to this place, and I have to put you under arrest.
Arrest? Me?
Yes, mostly for your own protection.
After all I've done for you and Chito ever since you were kids, I never thought I'd live to see this day.
All right, march. Get aboard. Put your hands out here. Chito, get our horses.
Sorry to make you boys so much trouble.
When you're wearing a badge, trouble's your business.
But, Tim, Senor Bailey's my amigo. Rather than arrest him, I'd rather help him shoot those buzzers. I quit this deputy business.
All right. Give me back your badge. I'll do what I have to do alone.
You was up to something.
Now, how did you guess? We're gonna help Mr. Bailey get his ranch back.
This is a fine state of affairs. You're locking up the wrong people. This is what happens when a town has a petticoat marshal.
Now, don't start blaming her again. We're responsible. We don't want to see Bailey hurt any more than you do. He's our best friend.
Best friend? Is this any way to treat a friend? You can't talk your way out of this bungle. And as for you, young lady, I'm going over and get you that stagecoach ticket back to El Paso.
You might as well calm down, Mr. Carson, because I'm not leaving. Especially now that there's a murder to be solved.
A murder?
Was somebody killed?
Yes. While you were at Bailey's, the stagecoach guard died.
Then Conroy will answer for it. Come on, Chito.
Just a minute. I'll be right with you. Sorry, I didn't hear you knock. I was washing my hands.
Bet they were plenty dirty.
Now, what can I do for you?
Where's Conroy?
Well, I don't know. I left him out of Bailey's ranch. Wait a minute. What's that for?
Looks new to me.
Well, of course. I just finished polishing it. That's why I was washing my hands.
All right, Garrett. Where's the broken handle? What'd you do with it?
Look, Holt, that gun never had a broken handle.
Chito.
See you, amigo.
Oh, no, Senor Garrett. You don't catch me asleep. What's the matter? Tim may be getting hot, no?
So it was you who ambushed the coach.
No,
Lying isn't going to get you any place.
it wasn't me.
We've got you dead to rights, Garrett. You shot at the coach and you hit the guard. He died. Who was with you?
I'm admitting nothing, and you can't prove a thing.
We'll see. Better go along with us.
The deputies have got Garrett.
Yeah. I wonder what it's all about.
We can let Bailey out now. He's one of the men that shot the stagecoach and killed that guard. I have the evidence to prove it.
Well, good for you, my boy. I always knew you could do it.
Just you changing your tune just a little bit. Not blaming people anymore.
The Senor Carson is like the water, runs hot and then cold.
Well, naturally, I'm glad to get out, Tim. Am I free to go?
Yes, sir, you are. It's a good thing you didn't shoot anybody in that fight at your ranch. Chito, get Mr. Bailey a gun and gun belt. But I'm setting you free for another reason. I want you and Carson to drive to Red Bluff. Find Latimer and explain to him everything that's been going on down here.
I'll be glad to. And on the way, we can pick up a dozen other men that got the same raw deal that I did.
No, I don't think that'll be necessary.
All right.
Tim, can I go with him? This Senor Latimer isn't going to get a chance to put a word in sideways when Senor Carson starts talking.
No, you better stay here. I have another job for you and Terry.
They didn't arrest Bailey after all. That was just a trick of theirs.
Yeah. I'm not worried about Bailey. I'm worried what's happening to Garrett. If they force him to talk...
How about your land deals? You're well protected.
I'm not thinking about the land deals. You two keep watching the jail.
Yeah. Come on, Garrett. Why don't you admit it was Conroy who was out there with you at the rocks?
Why don't you three leave me alone? I won't be in this place very long. When Conroy finds out, he'll tear this jail apart.
I may give him a chance to do that, Garrett. I'm gonna ride out to Bailey's ranch and bring Conroy in. When we get them face to face, one of them's gonna start talking. Nobody likes to swing from a rope.
Chito, you go with Tim. Make sure nothing happens to him.
Who's going to worry if something happens to me?
I will. I worry about both of you.
Where are you going?
Well, Miss Terry said for me to go with you to look out for you.
If I'd wanted you to go along, I'd have told you so. I want you to stay here and be sure that Garrett doesn't get out.
But she can watch him with a gun. She can shoot straight. She make a good marshal.
Chito, you don't believe that. Carson's right. This is no place for a petticoat marshal.
See, Tim, you're right. I stay here.
Holt just rode out of town. If you're worried about Garrett, now's our chance.
You're right.
I gave you orders to go with Tim.
But he do not need me.
But Conroy has men with him.
I don't care how many men he has. Tim can look them all with one hand tied behind his back.
Where are the keys to the cell?
They're on the desk.
Why were you locked up? What was the charge?
Murder. They know you and I were on Coyote Rocks and that we shot at that coach.
Well, how did they find out?
That ain't important. We've got to stop Bailey and Carson. They're on their way to contact Latimer at Red Bluff.
Lock her up.
Chito! Chito!
You ride on ahead and stop Bailey and Carson. As soon as I can pick up those land deeds, I'll catch up with you.
Chito. Chito.
Terry, what's wrong? Where's Chito?
He's all right, but Conroy and his men got Garrett out of jail. They've gone after Bailey and Carson.
Come on. You're not cheating the law by running away.
Am I glad you two showed up when you did?
What do you think of your women marshal now?
I've changed my opinion about women. I'm going to write an editorial praising them to the sky.
Tim, look what I found. All the bills of sale.
Well, good. Leave them with the marshal. You two better go on to Red Bluff and bring Latimer back here. I think the railroad men will treat you fairly. Get on your horse. Come on, Chito. Wake up. Wake up now. Wake up.
Where are they? They can't do this to me. My blood, she's spoiling over. I'll kill them. What are you doing here? I thought there was a jailbreak and you escaped. Tim, am I dreaming? Did this not happen?
Well, nothing happened, Chito. It's all just a dream.
But how did I get this bump on my head, this goose egg?
Well, I don't know.
The last thing I remember, I was sitting in that chair. I figure it out. I fall out of the chair and land on my head. Simple, no?
Yes, Chito. Very simple.